What's up, everybody? It's Anthony James. This is the breakdown for my latest record, On My Way to You. So, much like the last record, Inevitable, stems back to Daniel James, this record also stems back to a producer, being omw2u, who is more than a producer, but he's just an incredible creative, period. You know, somebody that I've been lucky enough to cross paths with. I met him on the set. We were both doing some extra work for Beam, and then we also were on a shoot for a Blast Wale Murder Beats record that was, super cool, and we kind of just nursed the relationship from there. And we had been talking about working forever, and finally, he shot me over this one. He shot me over a pack, and this one was the one that resonated and stood out to me the most, and is what became On My Way to You. And yeah, for whatever reason, when I heard that beat, it brought me back to another record that I like by another artist named Rini, R-I-N-I. Rini, he's really dope. If for y'all that are not familiar with him, the record's called Red Lights featuring Wale. In the first lines of the song, it starts with "Driving with my windows down tonight, on my way to you." And the melody and the way that I sing it is very similar to actually how he sings it in that record. Really like smooth sounding, and I definitely wanted to emulate something around that. But I also, it got me thinking back to how I've always typed that phrase, and I feel like that's like "on my way" is like a very like it's a phrase that we use a lot as people. But I've always like, especially in like a lot of like romantic settings, for instance, like if I was saying it to a woman that I was on my way to be romantically involved with in some way, shape, or form. A lot of the times it's come out like omw2u, period. The exact way that the spelling is in the title. Yeah, I don't know. It's always just felt like a little more like romantic and intimate that way to me. And I think, kind of connecting it back to Rini. Obviously, my record is its own record and whatnot, but that song, like, definitely inspired me to dive deeper into that phrase and write around it. So we tracked it, and I kind of put my own take on it. Obviously, kind of just made it that darker, moodier feel that it is. And with that being said, as I was creating the record, I was thinking, for the visuals, because you guys know I love to put together the visual pieces. And yeah, I was just thinking about what would accurately represent kind of the mood and energy of this record. I remember in the 503 downtown LA studio, in the nighttime, they have this just like super cool, as you guys saw in the video, like the glass the windows that you can like look through and kind of see like downtown in the background with the lights and whatnot. That very much kind of captured that energy that I was looking for. And, I was fortunate enough to have the contact info of the people within that space. So shouts out to the people over at 503. It's always a great time whenever we work in that studio. Now that we had the space, obviously I had to bring people in that could work with it. For those who have known me for a while, you know that Justin, aka J West Films, been my guy, and I'm so fortunate to continue to always to be able to shoot with him. We always kind of co-direct things, and he was excellent, with tailoring things to my vision, of course. And then Wade, being Wade, so the producer of that record, I don't know if you guys are aware of this at this point, but the producer of the record, Wade, also made some cameos in the visual pieces because it's very much his record as well as it is mine. That guy's just born to be on camera. He's a star for real. And then yeah, just in terms of capturing kind of the lead female character that I would want for that record, Jazzy Carrillo. She came in and she brought everything that I was looking for out of her and more. Yeah, she always seems to carry herself with kind of that main character energy. She's not really like a loud personality, but at the same time, like, she captures your attention. And I asked her to be herself and bring that energy and really lean into it with the shoot. And she did that. To be honest, going into the shoot, I was actually more so thinking about not capturing her face at all and kind of leaving that more mysterious for sake of privacy, for sake of just kind of a little bit of mystery. I think mystery would fit this song, the mood of the song a little bit, but she looked great, and she was serving. It really pieced together so well and captured that darker, intimate, mysterious, not dark in a sense of like horror or like evil, but more so in a sense of like after hours on that grown-up shit for sure. Shouts out to everybody involved with it. Shout out to you guys that are listening to it and enjoying it. All I can say is thank you. I appreciate you guys that, tune into these videos, have a curiosity to hear about where these songs come from. I'm not necessarily ever going to be one person to go out of my way to like really push it out like that. For those who, ask the questions and are curious, I'm happy to provide this, insight for sure and kind of give you guys a look inside my brain. I always tell people that when like they meet me that like I'm very much an open book if you ask. If you don't ask, I'm not gonna tell you shit about me. But if you ask, I'll tell you everything you want to know and probably a little bit more. So I'm an open book after that. Keep streaming the record. Thank you for the love on it. There's a whole lot more on the way to be excited about. And, stay tuned in on the YouTube channel with me. Thank you for the love.
Minutes later.
Hello, I'm back. I know I'm not wearing what I just was wearing probably 5 seconds ago in this video or in the same location of my little room / home studio. And I know that's not like common practice in video making, but I forgot to add some points into this video that I wanted to touch on. And I'm not gonna reshoot the whole thing. So I added Reminisce and Star with On My Way to You. There's a few pieces to that. One being, I think the biggest reason is because Reminisce and Star, they're the same type of vibe as On My Way to You. I mean, they just kind of, fit nicely within that project, that same realm of sound. I feel like the listener that would like On My Way to You will also like Reminisce and Star if they haven't already heard it. Those two songs, Reminisce and Star, have been out before if you're new to Anthony James. If you're not, the re-release was actually for you guys, people that have been riding with me since those songs came out, 2018. So yeah, Reminisce and Star came out on a project of mine titled 4. It was a little EP. Came out November 4th, 2018. I remember the exact date. Love to that project. I just, don't think that in its entirety, I want that project to represent me right now. And that was why I had taken it down. We grow, we learn, and we get better. The way I kind of look at my releases now is everything is, this record could possibly be somebody's first interaction with Anthony James, with how they stumble across me. And, like I said, in its entirety, I just didn't, want that project to be the first interaction for people. There were some people that were not too happy with me about taking down Reminisce and Star in particular. So for those people who have been on me about it, putting those back on was something really special for me. And, hopefully for you, I wanted to have those back up for people who have been with me for a long time. So thank you to y'all. All the visual pieces for Reminisce and Star were shot by Jackie Okonya up in the Bay Area when I used to live up there. And so any visual pieces you see representing and pertaining to that, shot by her. Yeah, that's kind of how everything came together with On My Way to You, and then, sliding in Reminisce and Star.